Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mandy. We're about to watch a parole hearing for a man that has been given a 53-year sentence for a non-violent crime. What's particularly interesting about this one, in my opinion, is the way that he was caught. I think that there are some legal questions. So for anyone who's in the legal field or a guru in this, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comment section. I'll go through the report of all those details at the end of this hearing. With that, let's jump in, and please do like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm quite a lot.
Good morning. The Committee on Parole is called back to order. The time is 11:26. Our next case is Mr. Roderick D Jackson. Mr. Jackson, would you please give us your full name and DOC number?
Roderick Dominique Jackson, 290434.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. I want to explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, and then the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow the participants who've indicated they wish to speak to have their input. You have today on your behalf who will not be speaking, Latoya Burris Perkins, Miss Lucille Bowie, Miss Ophelia Howard, Mr. Carl Bowie, Daryl Johnson, Tatiana Augustine, Roderick Williams, Jamal Jackson, Linda Baham, and Tiffany Suti. Speaking on your behalf today will be Miss Alla Harvey, who is your aunt, Miss Bianca Bahan, who is your cousin, and Miss Raquel Nixon, who is your daughter. At the end of that hearing, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand our procedure, sir?
Yes, sir.
This is the matter of Roderick D Jackson, DOC number 290434, date of birth January 2nd of 1970. He's a fourth class offender. He has a parole eligibility date of June the 8th of 2020. He's not eligible for parole. He is serving a life sentence for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of cocaine, having been adjudicated an habitual offender. Is that all accurate, Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson, your case has been assigned to Ms. Wise. She will begin our interview process. Would you please answer any questions she might have?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
All right.
Good. How many of these hearings have you been at?
None. It's the first.
The first. All
Yes,
right. All right. So call off for the record, sir. How old are you today?
53.
And happy belated birthday to you. You just had a birthday on the 2nd.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. And how long have you served on this sentence?
17 and a half, almost 18 years.
Almost 18 years. Okay.
Yes,
In your 53 years of living and you being a fourth offender, how many years would you say you spent in jail?
I would say probably 27, probably 27.
27 or
25 to 27.
Okay, 25 or 27 to 53 years. Okay. 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 Were you a drug dealer, a drug user, or both?
A drug dealer.
Never used.
No, ma'am.
What would you say was the impact of drug dealing on your community?
Well, the impact was that I served a lot of people with drugs, and it hurt a lot of people, and affected the community, because it made crime go up probably. So
What would you say if somebody, I heard it mentioned that your daughter's here today, what would you say drug dealer offered your daughter drugs?
I'd be upset.
What would you do?
Well, I try to talk to her and get her some help.
Okay. I guess you stated you're a fourth offender. And every time that you were out on supervision, you got revoked.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what was different this time if you're successful today?
Well, the difference this time is that I didn't have last time. I ended up getting my GED. And I took some program, got my GED. I got a trade, and I took some classes. The first couple of times, I never even thought about it, even doing that. So,
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Tell me about the trades you have.
well, the trade I have is working in a optical field, making eyeglasses.
Okay. I saw that. I don't think I ever seen that before. Optical lens technician. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's something you're gonna try to do when you get out?
Yes, ma'am. I got a job lined up for me when I get out.
Oh, great, great. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. What else do you do in the community there at the prison? Are you involved in any other organizations or anything?
No, ma'am. I just work at the hospital and help around there. If they need
Okay.
some kind of help around there, I help them around there.
Okay. Let's talk about the disciplinary. When was your last write-up?
Probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think
I have one
you have one what?
write-up.
One write-up total?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was 3 of 19, March of 19.
Yes, ma'am. That's it, like 19.
Well, tell us, how did you manage to do that? 7 to 18 years in one write-up.
Well, I just mind mine and just go to work, and all I did was go to work and going back to the dome. I never got involved in nothing else. Do what I have to do and going back to the dome.
Good. The records show that you're the father of 7 children. Is that correct?
Whereas that's at one time it was 10. One of my sons passed at birth, and my other son got killed on a motorbike. But I have now it's 8.
8 children. Okay.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss. I know that's hard. So how many mothers is that?
8.
Okay. Yeah, the records show that you do have a low title score. And you have outstanding letters of support from the community, from your family members that really, really, really impressed me. They know you. They really know you. Tell me, have you given any thought in these 18 years what you could do to give back to the community for all those years of drug dealing that resulted in a life sentence? Have you given any thought to that? What you might like to do?
Yes, ma'am. What I want to do is go like to some community centers and see them young kids that's in the streets that like I was when I was young, and try to just talk to them and change their view of life. Because I don't want to see nobody spend life in prison for no drugs or any other crime.
Mm-hmm. So would you like to do any kind of activities with them or anything, or just want to talk to them?
Talk to them.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I would talk to them, and so try to guide them in the right direction.
Good. How long did it take you to get your high set? Once you got serious about it, how long did it take you?
I think it took probably five years maybe, since I was incarcerated, 4 or 5 years, and I'm getting my GED.
Right. Well, thank you. That's all the questions I have. Warren, what can you share with us about Mr. Jackson?
I know him as Rick.
Yes.
Rick has been at the hospital and since 2009 in healthcare orderly capacity. In the last several years as a technician in our optical lab, doing eyeglasses not only for Angola but for other facilities. There's never been any point in time where you ask Rick to do anything even outside within the hospital, working pull him off. I need you to go out in the front. I need you to pick up supplies. I need you to do different things. Never a problem.
Well, thank you, Warden. Appreciate that. So
Thank you, Warden. Now we'll hear from your supporters. Is Ms. Ala Harvey? Ma'am, if you walk up to that little podium over there and just tell us what you'd like us to know about Mr. Jackson. Would you introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know about him?
I'm Ola Harvey, I'm his aunt. And he lived in area where we lived, Queens Room. And, you know, he showed great potential. And with the support, he had a dynamite grandmother. And she was a praying grandmother. And I just feel that prayers is still riding on us today. And I just feel like, knowing Ricky, he's very respectful, he's polite. And I just feel like he would be a good product of the community if he allowed to come with. And then, we're his oldest aunts. Like I'm 76, and then he has an aunt who's like 80. And I feel like she would be, once you start grinding that too, I think I'm only facing 76, she's something. And she's the one when she speaks, we listen. And I just feel like, with the guidance and all the people supporting him, we're not gonna let him try to stay. And I'm looking for, we're at the age where we are for kind of been before. Spend some time together. We love him so much.
Ms. Bianca Behan.
Yes.
Behan, if you will introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know about your cousin.
I'm his cousin, but more like a sister to him. We were raised in the same household together after his mom passed. If anyone knows him, it's me. I was there for him 17 and a half years ago when he went to court, and I'm here today, 17 and a half years later at his hearing. We're a loving, supporting family. We've all just came together and we all agreed to be there for him, to help him transition back to society. Whether it's going to appointment, interviews, whatever it is, we're gonna be here for him. I truly believe that he's been rehabilitated. And we just ask that you grant him parole today, based on his current character and not his past mistakes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Well, Nixon,
Yes, sir.
Ms. Nixon, if you would please let us know what you'd like us to know about your dad.
My dad, I'm the oldest girl, so I know a lot about my dad, but it's pretty much what Bianca said. My dad is very loving, and I'm sorry, but it's emotional for me because my dad been in prison pretty much my whole life. I'm 33 with 5 children. He has a lot of kids. He got a lot of grandkids. When he left me in charge of pretty much my younger siblings. He has a 17-year-old son back here that he never even held as a baby. He lost my brother, about to be 6 years this year in April. He lost his father this past year. My dad is a person to where he changed a lot. I see change in him. We see change in him. And hopefully y'all see change in him too. His conversation is totally different from when he first went. The things he say to me is totally different. It blows my mind sometimes. The conversation he had with my children, they ready for him. We ready for him. He has a change of heart. And we hope y'all have a change of heart as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nixon. We appreciate your comments. Mr. Jackson, is there anything you'd like to say before the board votes?
Well, I would like to thank y'all for giving me a chance to speak and thank my family and everybody in Louisiana staff that I work around for just always being there for me. And I really appreciate everything.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson. Is the panel ready to vote?
Yes.
Response?
Mr. Jackson, I'm just very impressed with how well you prepared for this day. You
Yeah.
prepared very well on the inside and on the outside. And your aunt here, when she got up and speak, I think she was turning her eyes at me. I can tell that they want you back, and I tell you what, I believe it will probably be a beat down on you. Probation parole will have to be involved if you mess up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
They'll just hammer up on you. So my vote is to grant today outstanding comments in the warden, outstanding family support, outstanding transition plan. As a special condition, I would like to give, because of your poor supervision history, I want you to report weekly to probation parole for the first 4 weeks. Get acclimated to supervision, to your officer, what needs to be done.
Yes, ma'am.
You got to family support. Let them see your conditions of parole. And everybody know this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you can do and what you can't do. About 6 months after release, I want you to start doing community service, at least 4 hours a month. You know, working with the youth in the community like you talked about. And involve your 17-year-old son and whatever y'all do. You got 6 months to decide what am I going to do as a past drug dealer to help my community. That's what she's, one vote, but that's my vote.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roche.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Jackson,
Yes, sir.
good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. Are you open to taking some advice from an old man?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jackson, you are a fourth felon offender.
Yes.
You have a life sentence. And if you get a favorable vote today, you will be released.
Yes.
Being a fourth felon offender and a life sentence, if you are revoked for any reason, you'll probably spend the rest of your life in prison. It's going to be very difficult for you to get parole again. Because I think we're going to give you a chance today. If you squander that chance, you'll have to serve an lengthy period behind bars before you get another parole hearing. And with your supervision record already, it's going to be difficult for you to be released again. So it's incumbent on you to do everything possible. You got all the I's and cross all your T's and follow each and every rule in your contract, in your supervision. Can you do that for me?
Yes, sir. I could do that.
Based upon the same reasons as Mrs. Wise, I'm going to grant your early release. I'm going to stipulate that you do that community service with the disadvantaged youth. You stated in your presentation that you want to work with youngsters and tell them and give them good information and lead them in the right direction. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roche. Mr. Jackson, my vote is likewise the same with the same conditions. So good luck to you. So your parole is.
All right. Thank you.
I know.
love it. You know, it's easy to love it when it's a non-violent crime, right? And they have all their family there. But okay, so yeah, it always does get me when someone gets this massive sentence, and you have the worst cockroaches that get 5-year, 8-year, 15-year sentences for the most heinous crimes, and then you have someone that, you know, has the habitual offender and possession with intent to distribute, and they throw the book at him, basically, like. But it's nice that he's free, and we'll go over now the report. This is where I have the question. So again, I know we have like DAs, we have defense attorneys, we have paralegals, we have really across the board people who are really involved in law. So this is the question that I bring to you, which is how this man got caught, and the question whether they had probable cause or not to catch him. And I don't know enough about this law, so I would love for you to comment in the comment section, and I'll also paste this. It's part of his appeal, and it lists how he was caught. So in a nutshell, there was a, let's pull it up here so I can. So on June 2nd, 2005, Detective Steve Goddard of the St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office was cleaning his personal storage unit at Liberty Storage. Detective Goddard was a 28-year veteran of narcotics officer with New Orleans Department prior to joining the sheriff's office. So 28 years, this guy has seen it all. And he probably has like spidey senses, right? So we want to take that in mind and what's about to happen. But again, the question will lead up to it is, was this legal? So he's cleaning out his own unit, minding his own business, when he puts in his notes, this is what he writes. He notices a black male drive up to unit 132 in a white vehicle with tinted windows. The man, later identified as the defendant, got out of the vehicle, appeared to be speaking on a cell phone while looking around. Once the unit door was open, the defendant backed his vehicle all the way into the unit. Defendant stayed in the unit briefly and then left. Detective Goddard reported these observations to the Narcotics Division of the St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office. So, you know, just my initial response is, why would that action be, why would you report this to the sheriff's office? Now, again, he's been a veteran for so long, like he's seen it all. He probably has, like I said, these spidey senses, but still, does the law look at that and take that into consideration? Upon receiving this information, Detective Allen obtained information for the Liberty Storage Unit. So they reached out to the Liberty Storage Unit, wanted to know who was there. They gave information. It's that the unit's always paid on time every month. It was owned by rented by a woman, and they felt that was then they got permission from the storage unit to bring their dog to go and smell if there are any illegal substances in there. And their dog, Susie, and Detective McIntosh made 2 passes in front of the unit, and Susie, the dog, said, yes, there is something in here. And at that point, they executed a search warrant. So when he showed up, the inmate showed up, Roderick D Jackson, to his unit. They showed him the search warrant. They went into the unit. The dog alerted again, and they found 32 ounces of Pepsi Cola and a .357 Magnum. And then the rest is history. So again, the question is, was there enough probable cause to even bring the dog there? because once you get the dog there, then you have the probable cause to get a search warrant. But how does it work legally in going through those steps? Please do share in the comment section. I'm just curious about this. And with that, I will let you go.